So, with triangles, we need to be good at story problems. We did those problems where we filled out the whole thing, but if we're talking about reality in life, you're going to do story problems. That's where you'll see numbers. Okay? A kite is a height of 152 feet in the air. The string to the kite is 186 feet long and is connected to a stake in the ground. What is the angle of elevation the string makes with the ground? There's my stake. There's my kite. There's the ground. Do we see a triangle formed? Okay, we've got a string, it's blowing in, or a kite blowing in the air. I've got the height, and I've got the ground. Jasmine, what's something I can label here? Which color line? The black. The blue line is the height. What is 152? Morgan, what else can I label? Which is what? 186. I need to be able to label 3 parts. I only have labeled 2 parts. What other thing can I label on this triangle? The connection with the ground is 90 degrees. Okay? Anytime we're talking about a height of a problem, we're going to assume that it's a 90-degree angle. So it is a right triangle here. Okay? It asks us to find the angle of elevation. So the angle of elevation, is it the red angle or is it going to be the green angle? Which one of those is the angle of elevation? Green or red? Green. Angle of elevation means from the ground up. So we are looking for X right there, whatever you want to call it, alpha, beta, gamma, whatever. I'm going to just call it X. Okay? So, in order to solve a triangle, we did some SOHCAHTOA stuff, and technically you could do that, but the best way to think of it is you have 2 categories. You can either do law of sines, or you can do law of cosines. Law of sines was the easier one. There's not a formula for law of sines because you need to remember it. What do you need to have in order to do law of sines? Oh, no. What's the first thing we always look for on these problems? Partners. Good job, everybody. The answer was partners. Do I have partners on this problem? Do I know 2 things across from each other? I know those 2 things. I know 90 and 186. I would then use that to solve for the other set of partners, which in this case is X and 152. Okay? Remember how law of sines works. You take the sine of your angle over your kite length, or over the side, so 186 equals the sine of your angle in the other partnership over the height, which in this case is 152. We set it up. What do we need to do to solve it? Do that in your calculator. Cross multiply. Try to figure it out in your calculator. So we would take 180 or sine of 90 times 152. Equal to 186 times sine of x. So in my calculator, I'm typing in, check my mode, yep, I'm in degrees, sine of 90 times 152. Then what would I do with that number? Divided by 186. I get that thing right there. Is that my answer? That's the inverse. I need to take the inverse because if I divide by 186, it still says sine of x. I need to get sine by, or x by itself. I need to get rid of the sine. So remember what we do. We hit second, sine, second answer. Or you can type in that 0.817. But second sine, second answer. That types in that 0.817 for me. I hit enter. It says x is equal to 54.8 degrees. Does that angle make sense? 54 degrees? That's a legitimate angle, so I think that looks good to us. Questions on 1? Number 2 is going to be very similar to it. If you struggled with 1, Try number 2, and it'll help you out. Okay? Number 3 is a law of cosines problem. Okay? If we have time, we will come back to this one a little bit. But for right now, write law of cosines on it, and we will come back to it in a little bit. Okay? If we have time at the end of class, I will come back to number 3. Number 4, find the area of a shaded region. We're finding area. Okay? We did shaded region questions a lot. In general, what is the method of attack to solve an area of a shaded region question? Somebody raise your hand, let me know. Excellent. Okay, Samantha's right. She said take the bigger shape minus the smaller, or bigger shape, find the area of the smaller shape, and then subtract it. Okay, there's like a hole in the middle. So if we find the big area and then subtract out the hole in the middle, we'll find out the area of the shaded region. Okay, so Tyler, when you look at this shape, what is the big shape? The 7, 7, 5 triangle. Okay, that's the big shape. We need to find the area. There are 2 formulas listed back there that find this area. We've got Heron's formula, and we got the area using law of cosines. What do I know about my triangle, the 7, 7, 5 triangle? I know all the sides, so which of those 2 formulas am I going to do if I know all the sides? Heron's formula is the all sides triangle. Okay? So in order to do Heron's formula, the first thing I got to figure out is S. Okay, remember doing it. It's been a while. But to do Heron's formula, I got to find S first. It says S is equal to 1/2 A plus B plus C. Remember, S stood for semi-perimeter. Add them all up and divide by 2. So 7 plus 7 is 14, plus 5 is 19, and divide it by 2, or 9.5. My semi-perimeter is 9.5. Then I would plug that in to Heron's formula. It's going to look like this. 9.5 times 9.5 minus a side times 9.5 minus another side times 9.5 minus the third side. Find the sum, or find the area in your calculator. Do that now, please. 4. We type it all in. I end up getting 16.35 for my area. So the area of the big shape is 16.35. Once I find the area of the big shape, what do I need to do next? Little shape. I need to find the smaller triangle. So for my smaller triangle, it is a 30-degree angle on top and 4 for these 2. Okay? If I know side angle side, do I need to do Heron's formula? No, I can do the bottom one, which is a lot easier. So for the second set of formula there, the law of cosines version of finding the area of a triangle, it is 1/2 times your side times your side times sine of your angle. Given that information, go ahead and find the area of the shaded region. Okay, I've set you up far enough. Go ahead and try to find that on your own now. So I take 1/2 times 4 times 4 times sine of 30. What do I get for this area? That area is just 4. Okay, so that area is 4. Great. Is my answer 4? Is my answer 16.35? What do I need to do to find the area of the shaded region? Little shape from the big shape. So we're going to take 16.35 minus 4, which gets you 12.35. That right there is the area of the shaded region. Okay, any questions with the triangle problems?